Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about taking care of your chickens in the wintertime. This is a very common question that new chicken owners will ask. And the nice thing about chickens, like other birds, they're pretty well equipped to handle the winter. Okay, you don't have to do anything special for them. You just got to provide some dry shelter that they can go to if they need to, especially at night when they want to sleep. And rule of thumb is that for every chicken, you want to have about 2 square feet of space, right? So, because then you'll have, you want to have enough chickens in the coop so that they create their own warmth, all right? So, so if you got one chicken for every 2 square feet, when I stick my hand in there at night, sometimes, to get an egg or something, it's like, it's pretty warm in there, okay? Now, if you don't have enough chickens for your coop, I mean, there's 2 solutions to that. You either get more chickens, which is kind of hard to do in the wintertime, or what you do is you reduce the space inside your coop. Okay, so the way you reduce the space is you just throw in there an extra hay bale or 2. That will reduce the space in there, and then the chickens will be able to create their own heat. Okay, and it'll be nice and toasty in there for the wintertime. So you don't have to insulate or anything. In fact, you want to allow some holes so they can get fresh air. The fresh air is probably more important to them, right? So like if you look here at the top, you can see how there's a space over there I left open. Basically, fresh air will get in there, because otherwise they'll start getting dizzy and stuff. There's also other openings here, so definitely don't need to insulate. It's just a question of having enough chickens for the enough chickens for the size of your coop. Now, next most common question that people will ask is, how do you keep them watered? All right, water freezes in the wintertime. Very hard to run water out to your chickens. So what I do is I use a large kiddie pool, right? Not a small one, because a small one, I mean, these things go through a lot of water. So if you use a small one, like I do have back here as a backup, if you use a small one, you're just gonna be running out there with buckets all day trying to keep it full. So use a large one like this, and then what you do is you put one of these electric heaters in there, right? You see that heater? Now this one's a 60 watt. So I use this, as long as the temperature is above 20 degrees, I'll use that small one. It'll keep the water, it'll keep it liquid. If it goes into the teens, starts going into the teens, it's definitely single digits and negative numbers. What I do is I switch out the 60 watt one and I put a 250 watt one. Because what happens is the small one will melt the water, like it'll melt a small hole in one area, and the rest of the pool will be all frozen. So it doesn't create enough heat to keep the entire pool liquid. So as soon as the temperatures drop into the teens, I switch over to a larger 250 watt one. And basically, as far as resupplying, because the water still evaporates, right? With these heaters in there, you do get, I mean, the chickens go through a lot of water, but you still also get some evaporation. The easiest way to resupply is with the snow all around me, right? So what I'll do is I'll use my tractor. I'll fill up the bucket with snow. I just dump it into the kiddie pool, and then the electric heater just melts it. And that's the easiest, quickest way to resupply the water. Okay. Next most common question people ask is about egg laying. Chickens do slow down their egg production in the wintertime. They'll still lay, but they won't lay as much. In the summertime, each chicken will more or less lay, like one chicken will lay, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 eggs a week. In the wintertime, you're lucky if you're getting 1 or 2 eggs per chicken. The ducks won't lay any eggs in the wintertime. They only lay eggs in the summertime. They lay big, fat, round ones, but big, fat, oval ones. But in the wintertime, ducks don't lay any eggs. So if you want to get, like, I don't know, a half a dozen eggs every day, you more or less have to have somewhere between 20 and 30 chickens. Because in the summertime, if, I don't know, half the chickens are laying eggs every day, in the wintertime, you're going to get down to, maybe a quarter of them laying eggs every day. So you got to have enough chickens to keep that egg production coming. Other thing is, if you want to butcher any chickens, you want to do it while it's still warm outside, because, you want to do all your butchering outdoors. When it starts getting into the freezing temperatures and you can't run water outside, now you more or less have to do it indoors. So that gets a little bit more messy. So any butchering, any butchering I want to do, I get it done, usually by October. And, and then basically they go into the freezer, right? And the only reason I would butcher any chickens this time of year is like if I really got desperate, the supermarket was empty, okay? So that's it. You don't have to bother insulating your coop. Chickens will be fine as long as you get enough chickens in there. You definitely want some air holes, right, so they can breathe, right? So if you go to the top here, right, it's more important to get air to them. See, I got an opening there. It's more important that they be able to get fresh air. Their feathers will do a great job of keeping them warm. So that is really not an issue, right? So I hope you guys found this video useful. If you got any comments, put in the comment section. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notifications. By the way, it's about 25 degrees today, and these guys couldn't care less. They're just walking around. I just fed them a little while ago, so right now they're pretty happy. They're pretty content. So they're just kind of enjoying the winter sun. That one over there is taking a swim. All right, talk to you guys soon.